All right, another good week for the Nordic Alpha community. Trading, absolutely killing it. Everybody else out here, anybody that's long Bitcoin, is literally out here run around looking like Ricky Bobby.
Mr. Bobby, come on down here. Help me, Jesus! Help me, Jewish God! Help me, Allah! Ah! Help me, Tom Cruise!
This is going downhill.
Help me, Tom Cruise! Everybody say it with me. Help me, Tom Cruise. What's your crazy Scientology magic, man? If you haven't seen Talladega Nights and the Ballad of Ricky Bobby, are you American? Are you American? Seriously. It's a serious question. With that being said, Bitcoin hit the entire full target that we were talking about yesterday. Almost hit the second target, 1025. And it could be heading its way down to about $94,000, about 94,000. Wow. Pumptober might be over. No rhyme intended, right? Pumptober could be over. Halfway through. And if you're thirsty, quench your thirst with some refreshing Aquapana. I know what to tell you. I shouldn't put them on here because I want them to sponsor me and give me free water. But I digress. See what everybody's got. Edu, I see you in the Nordic Alpha community now. He took the plunge. Tell people how your experience is if you want to, man. Tell people in the comments section what the F is going on in there, right? Are we taking gains or is Drew total liar, right? Am I fabricating everything? And, you know, all my screen shares, my live screen shares, am I fabricating all of that? Jeremiah Keeter, happy Friday Pi Day, my friend. I forgot about that. Well, I will never forget about Friday Pi Day. I just forgot to say it. Happy Friday Pi Day to everyone out there. Hopefully you're riding into the weekend on some gains. If you're inside the Nordic Alpha trading room, you are absolutely doing what Edu is doing, taking profits on BTC. You could be taking profits on gold, silver, the S&P, whatever it is. We're covering it all, man, and I appreciate everybody for being in there. If you've even joined within the past couple of days, you've made money immediately. Bang. It's not that simple, but like you got to take action. Nobody can push the button for you, is my point. But you can learn it, and I can teach it to you. All you got to do is be willing to learn. So let's talk about what's going on in the markets right now, man. Anybody else that's inside of the Nordic Alpha private VIP trading room that's in here right now, whether you're in here, one of the 22 dozen people on Twitter or the 10 people that are on YouTube, drop something for me in the comments section. Let everybody know how it's going in there for you. We don't get a lot of participation because I think people are just kind of sitting there like doing their thing. I think people aren't really that worried about commenting because they're just more worried about like, hey, I'm going to take this trade and make some money, right? But after you take the trades and you make some money, like let us know. Let us know you're not just sitting there spectating with your binoculars on. Let us know what kind of cigars that it has afforded you at the end of the week. So let's talk about what's going on in the markets. Let's switch over to the charts, man, because it's just, it's not the best. You know, it's not the best for longers, for people that are long. This is silver, by the way. This is gold, by the way. You know, had a nice little retracement back. We've closed out. We actually got stopped out of a silver trade. One of our very few losses. Actually, let's talk about it. Drew took a loss, right? I've already updated the spreadsheet on this too, right? We still have an 87+% win rate here. But yeah, we did. We took a small loss on silver, man, 1.43%. But look at our last gain on silver, 3.83%. Look at the last gain before that, 3.42%, 4%, 2%, 3.5%, 4%, 4.6%. So, I mean, this 1.4% loss is like 1/2 to 1/3 of what we normally gain. You know, you got to take a loss, man. You can't be the boss unless you pay the cost to be the boss by taking a loss or maybe a few losses along the way. How many trades do we have in here over the past year or so? 104? We still lost 13 of them bad boys. It happens, man. You got to do it. But the difference in between me and everybody else is I don't friggin' hide it. Like, here's all my losses. I'll show them to you, dude. I don't care. Like, because I actually do it, because I actually have the win rate to prove it. Here's the spoiler alert. I was talking to my buddy John about this. I want to, and he's in the Discord. He is literally in the private VIP trading room. He does a lot of scalps. He has a win rate very similar to mine, like 80 to 90%. And he's a scalper. Dude's an animal, dude. He can tell you about it. He's seen, you know, what John's been doing in the Discord. Dex, you already know. Dex can tell you. He's in the Discord too, right? In the private VIP trading room. They know what John does. John has a very similar win rate to me, right? And I was telling him about this the other day, and I said, hey, he's like, why do you think nobody else has their win rates up? He's like you have your win rate, it's live, it's up, like anybody can go and verify it. You know, you even post the links. So when you call the trades out, you show when you win, you show when you lose. Like it's like the most transparent that I've ever seen anybody have their win rate. And I said, I know exactly why people aren't doing it, John. And I gave him a very vulgar reference. So I'll give you a PG reference version because this is the family-friendly channel, right? If your kid had straight A's in school, right? Wouldn't you assume that you would be able to show somebody their report card when you're bragging about that to them? Or wouldn't you get like a special bumper sticker that says my kid's high honor roll in school, like they have straight A's, they're perfect? Yes, you would. And you would be able to whip out that report card and be like, bang, here you go, right? So if I don't have that, then would I post what I actually do have if my kid has D's and F's, but I try to tell people they have straight A's? Would I just tell them and be like, oh, I'm an awesome trader? The reason why these guys don't post that shit is because they don't have it. Pardon my French. Because they don't actually have it. They don't have this. They don't have the win rate. So they're not going to tell you. They're not going to show you. Like, why would they? Why would they? Because then their whole house of cards comes crumbling down, right? And their facade of being this pro trader, this, you know, oh, I'm an animal, it falls apart. So let's talk about what's going on with Bitcoin, okay? So if you were on even just the couple of the two past streams that I did the past 2 days, you knew about this. You knew this stuff was coming. And we set the trades up for you. And especially if you were in the live VIP trading room, right? You absolutely saw this stuff because I posted about it. Congrats, everybody. Full take profit just hit from the descending triangle that we were talking about in the previous post. Bang, full take profit, right? Don't believe me? It's right there. It's all in plain sight. Now you may be wondering, why do I not include that one on my win rate? Because I can't publicly prove it, okay? All of my win rate stuff is all publicly provable. If I give you a link to that post, unless you're in that VIP trading room, you can't see that we won on that, right? You cannot verify that. But all of my other trades, you can, because they're live on the Golden Nugget every single Wednesday and all that stuff, right? So I'm going to show you what I can prove you. And then if you want to come into the Discord and actually see the win rate with way more trades, you'll be able to see it in there too, right? But it's behind a paywall. So I can't like tell people like, oh, here, include all these. Because I guarantee you, I would have like 100 more trades on that if the Discord was just like live and open. But obviously we don't give out sauce like that for free, man. Nobody would, nobody does. So here we are. This is what we were talking about. Where is it? Where's my descending triangle? Did I delete it? There's no way. There it is. Got it. Okay, descending triangle, man. Full take profit target hit almost to the dime. Almost to the dime. Look at this. Like almost a perfect candle close right on top of it. Absolutely perfect trade, perfect entry, perfect exit. Minimal drawdown. Actually, you never went into drawdown. Bang, just killed it. And if you left your runner down here and you went for the full take profit, I mean, you absolutely murdered it. So, you know, like as it sits right now, we're waiting for that pullback. So this is the trade that I kind of was talking about. Hey, if this trade hits, right, and we go to the downside, there are some much larger forces that are moving in the background right now, from like the 4-hour to the daily chart to even some of the weekly stuff, right? That if this hit, right, and it did, that we could be confirming below some seriously, seriously bad things. Look, this is like it's like a hillbilly said it. It's some like country bumpkin from America said it. 1 hour descending triangle. We got to spell that right. That's my bad. Triangle. That's hilarious. Okay, so we got to zoom out. Well, let's do the micro stuff first. So again, full take profit to the dime, literally on the head and shoulders pattern too. You're welcome. You're welcome. Right? So, and I gave that trade out for free. What a free 99 like 2 days ago for everybody, for anybody that happens to care. In case you happen to give a F, right? So I want to zoom out and I want to go to the daily chart because this is where it gets nasty, okay? We're losing the 200 moving average on the daily chart, and that is absolutely horrendous. We have also lost this. The head and shoulders, if we close down here, my friends, we have a confirmed breakdown and a target of $97,000 on it. Bare minimum. Bare minimum. I'm not saying that that's the bare minimum that it's going to go. I'm saying bare minimum, your target here is $97,000. Can you write it down to 94, 92? Maybe, right? I don't know. Does it even get to 97? Maybe it bounces at 100. Potentially, it definitely could. I'm saying you have to manage your trade, okay? Whenever you get into it, okay? So secondarily, and this is something I brought to the light inside of the VIP trading room, that if you're not in there, you might not know these things, right? But we are about to get a confirmed breakdown of this head and shoulders pattern. And what's more concerning than that is this bad boy right here. This thing is absolutely massive. This thing can absolutely murder the markets, okay? And this is only, if you look, if you take this full measured move, it's about 27%. This is only 17% of that. So this is about 65% of the measured move. Now, if you get 75% of the measured move on this, it's a really bad day at the office because you're going to be right here and you are going to get below this bad boy right here that has been an uptrend line that we have upheld 1, 2, 3, 4 times since October of 2023. This is a 2 full year uptrend. And I bet you if I copy pasta this, right? Copy paste. Look at those tops, man. Look at those tops. Top, 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 top. Like, tested it 4 times. Not that we need that. You see where I'm going with it, though, right? So, my point in saying that is now that we have broken down from that micro descending triangle, and we killed it on the way down, took great gains. You've broken down from the micro head and shoulders pattern. Again, full target, took gains, alerted inside of the Nordic Alpha VIP trading room. We are now confirmed broken down from this larger rising wedge pattern that is really, really bad. And secondarily, we are about to confirm the breakdown from the neckline of this massive head and shoulders pattern and get a candle close below the 200 moving average, okay? This is really, really bad, okay? Now, what we thought that there could potentially save us was this, okay? We thought that we could maybe potentially set a higher low here and then long this bad boy. And this was just a purely market structure trade, right? So let's zoom out. We thought that we could potentially come up, set a higher low here in this range and start longing. But as you can see, that absolutely did not happen. You set a low, then a lower high, and we can take this off of here. You set a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower ultimate swing low, and now you're setting an ultimate lower swing high. Now, you might be asking, well, what did you do here, Drew? Well, I set up this trade for everybody this morning. And said, as soon as you come back into this zone right here, you're shorting, right? As soon as you come back into this zone right here, you're shorting. And that's exactly what happened. You came up, you touched the zone from this wicks, from these wicks down here. You came back, you retested the lows, right? That's what happens with market structure. You had a new low, a new lower high, then this lower high, right? New low, your new lower high tested the previous swing lows. That's perfect market structure. Bang, breakdown. You enter here in this box. You set your stop loss outside of the box, right? Somewhere in this realm, okay? And bang, you're over here. You're in your trade. Bing, bang, boom. You can average in on the way up all the way to the 0.786 fib. Once you get outside of this, you don't necessarily want to be in this trade anymore, especially if you come outside of here, you set a new swing high, you don't want to be in the trade anymore. But where does that take us? Well, we're shorting down to a new swing low, down near the $100,500 mark, $100,500 in total, right? That's what we would be aiming for. You may ask why. Where's my thingy? Where's my thingy? I don't know where it's at. But anyways, this is the $101,500 range, right? What do you see right here? Or $100,500 range, right? What do you see right there? Bounce, 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 bounce. 5 bounces, right? So let's circle them. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Bouncity bounce bounce, bouncity bounce bounce, blick up, deviation outside of it, and then another bounce, right? So you got 5 bounces right here. So this is a key demand zone that you need to take into account. What the heck just happened? All right, I need to zoom in so I can pull this across. Bang, there you go. It's that simple, right? That's your demand zone that you're aiming for whenever you enter this short. That's your next level, okay? And then obviously your next level under that's going to be your $97,000 level. If we come right back up here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Bang. Whoops. Boom. $94,000 to $97,000. Invert or the head and shoulders on the daily chart, you're looking at about $96,000, $97,000 on the breakdown of this rising wedge. You're looking more like, we can delete this thing. You're looking more like 94 thou wow. 94 thou wow is kind of where you could potentially bottom out, right? Now let's look and see if we got any fibs, right? All-time high to the swing low right here, right? Let's get it. Yeah, dude, I mean, even if you reclaimed 117, you're still not getting back. You can come up here to the 0.618, the golden pocket. You're still not getting back inside of this. It sucks. It is what it is, right? Here's your full pump, though, right? And bang, look at that. Look at that. $97,000 is the 1.618, as you can see right here, right? Let's make it bright blue. $97,800, right? That is the fib extension for whenever you get past the 1.0 level, bang, right? So 97,000, 97.8, 97, 98,000, whatever you want to call it, okay? If anybody has anything that they want me to do TA on, drop it in the comments section below. I will probably look at ETH. I will likely look at XRP for you. I can likely look at Solana. We could probably look at AVAX, right? Just from a high level perspective. And we'll take it there, right? We'll take it from there. So if you want me to look at something, tell me what it is. Otherwise, I'll show you, S&P, Bitcoin, gold, silver, my breads and butters, right? My bread and butters. So let's talk about where we could see this thing kind of bottoming out at, right? So I want to pull a fib really quick. Where's that 0.618, baby? That's your target. Don't shoot the friggin' messenger, man. $94,300, $94,000 is going to be a magnet. Is it going to get front ran by the $97,000 to $98,000 level? It definitely and very potentially could. There is no guarantee that it will, though. So you need to watch out for 94K. And once you break under that level, you're coming back down here to 74, 75. To the previous all-time high and this bounce point, okay? That's just what it is. That's technical analysis. You can choose to ignore it, or you can read it and decipher it for what it really is and what it's telling you. The TA never lies. It almost never lies. These are mathematical patterns, and math has an inability to lie to you, okay? It is not like your favorite influencer that's gonna sell you hopium. Bitcoin's gonna make $150,000. No, it's not. You need to be prepared for it to come down to potentially $94,000 and then see what happens at that level. And then you could pump to all-time highs again. Absolutely, I totally get that. And if you want to understand what that looks like, right? What does that look like, Drew? Where's my trend fibs? Right here. As you can see, whoops. We hit exactly perfectly into the 1.618 Fibonacci 3 times, triple top, bang. So what happens now? Well, if you can clear that, right, you're probably coming up here closer to like 188, okay? But you have to have a healthy retracement before you do that, right? And that healthy retracement is probably going to be in the $81,000 range, if not probably 94-ish, okay? You need to see a pretty decent fade back down into here before you get another big leg up. That's what real and healthy markets do. Now, is Bitcoin going to do that? That is yet to be determined. That is why we prepare ourselves for all scenarios. One thing I can tell you for sure is if you get down here, right, you got to watch for the bounce. And if you bounce, dude, you long the crap out of this thing. But if you get under this, dude, you have to short this down to here. Anywhere from the 74, 75 down to the $68,000 level. And to be honest with you, this is something I was talking to John about the other day too. All of this is still in play. Once you broke through these resistances, it's never been retested. There's a lot of liquidity still all the way down to about $56,000, maybe even $54,000. I'm not saying that we're going to $54,000. I'm just saying you have to be ready for these scenarios, right? Whether it's that or whether it's that, right? So just watch out what happens here and we can kind of take it from there. Okay. Now Hold on. Let me get a little sip of my water. I don't think gold got wrecked today. I respectfully disagree, Dex. Why do I respectfully disagree? That's why. When in doubt, zoom out. Just in a couple of months, right? So we went from August up until now, we're still up 27% on gold and $900, right? At the peak, we were up 33% in literally what? 2 months. If this is wreckage, I'll take that all day, right? Because we rode this entire thing. Like, go look at my win rate calculator. We traded the crap out of this the whole way up, man. Shorts and longs, legs up, legs down, legs up, legs down. But let's talk about gold. So, as it sits right now, like, your last real swing low was right here, right? You can argue that this was your swing low. It was only a 2-candle structure, though, right? Whereas this was a 3-candle structure consolidation bounce, right? So you can argue that this is your swing low and that we've broken it. But if you go to any other time frame, your last swing low was really right here, right? At $4,100. So there's not a lot of market structure up here for you to bounce from. Just from like a, you know, like from a fundamental perspective, market structure wise, the last real time that we had a pullback was right here, right? And look how long we ran before we had like a real pullback. Like, you can argue this was a pullback in consolidation. You can argue this was a pullback in consolidation, but it wasn't like this, right? This is more like this. This is accumulation for the next leg up, most likely, okay? Now, I'm not okay going into a weekend with a long position that's open in profit and then letting myself get round tripped like I just would have. So earlier in the day when I did my TA video inside of Nordic Alpha on the metals, I told everybody, hey, put your stop right here under the 50 moving average. And if you get stopped out, you get stopped out in profit. Who cares? Make money. Don't lose money, right? We already know we're going to get stopped out on silver. We're just going to let it ride and let it get stopped out. If gold catches a bounce, then it could save silver and it saves both trades, right? But at the very least, take your profits on your gold trade and it offsets your loss on a silver trade, right? No big deal. Break even. No problem. So we took that off of the table, and you'll see me do that a lot going into the weekends. A lot of times, I will literally close my trades out on gold and silver and the S&P before the weekend on a Friday, early. When there's liquidity, because especially now that we've got the Trumpinator just laying people down every single weekend, I'm not willing to take the chance of the market not being open and then seeing some massive gap opening on Sunday where I get wrecked, okay? And my position then turns from profitable to not profitable because gold gaps all the way down here. So here's my point. You're going to have a pretty decent zone right around here to accumulate gold in, okay? So from $4,056 to $3,950, right? I mean, we're talking a $100 zone, 2.5% of the gold price, right? Whoopsies. That's kind of your accumulation zone, okay? Now you're also going to have, this is going to be a zone as well, okay? This is going to be a liquidity zone. And really, if you want to be super, super like stingy with it, this is your liquidity zone, but let's be, you know, cautious and say this is it because this runs it into the previous all-time high. And then you're also going to have a liquidity zone right around here, right? And that's going to run right into the 200 moving average. So you got to watch what happens here, right? But ultimately, we have a lot of support right around 4150-ish, right? And then we have a lot of support right at the $4,000 range, within 50 bucks either way, right? Whether up or down. That's going to be a good place to start like thinking about, okay, do we get a pullback? Or are we going to get a nice little, you know, scenario where we can pull back to it? And I'll show you, right? I'll show you also, do I already have that fib up? Yeah, I do. So look at this fib from this low to this high. Look at your zone, right? Your 0.618 is right here at $44,080. And your 0.5 equilibrium price, 0.5 fib, is $4,119. Both of those are right at our zone, right? Right at our zone. If we take it down to the bottom of this wick, you're within 10 bucks. 10 bucks of the 0.618 here, right? Then secondarily, the 0.786 is right here above the 2.618 on the trend fib, right? So, I mean, this is going to be your area right here. This is going to be your area. The 4K range and about 4150, right? Maybe 41 to 4150. Those are kind of your accumulation zones, right? Demand zones. Okay. And that pretty much kind of gets this question answered. Those are kind of the targets on any potential downside for the most part. And then secondarily, buying physical gold and silver to accumulate. I mean, here's the thing about buying physical silver and gold to accumulate, man. You're going to get a premium tacked on no matter what. Then when you go to sell that physical gold and silver, you're going to get a premium tacked on to that. So you're going to have to sell it for less than it's worth, right? What do I mean by that? If, say, gold's $4,000, right? You're going to end up paying $4,100 for it. Then say gold pumps to $4,500 and you're like, okay, I want to sell my physical gold. You're probably going to get $4,350 for it. See what I'm saying? So like, you have to take that into account. You have to understand like it's a long-term perspective and you're going to get smacked for premiums on both sides, entering and exiting. Just the nature of the beast, man. But I mean, $4,000 is going to pretty much be your floor on gold right now. If you drop from there, this is your last area that I don't think we're probably ever going to go back under again. And I can be wrong, 100%. I can be wrong. I don't have a 100% win rate. I'm wrong 13% of the time, right? So my point is that 36.57, bro, if you can get gold at 36.57, I'd say get it. I'd say same thing for silver, right? The only difference is that silver has the ability to run down pretty decently. So let's see where silver could be. I mean, this thing just went parabolic from here to here, right? And it's got pretty much perfect market structure the whole way up. It still technically has perfect market structure. Like this is a good longing opportunity right here. Because you are now swing failing those lows and you are longing here, right? This is a longing opportunity. So this is where I would be looking to go bang, set my stop outside of the lows and bring it right back up here, right? So 10, 17, long. Holy shit. I just found you guys a trade live. So this is actually a really good trade. Just being honest with you guys. This is it. I mean, this is it. This is your longing opportunity right here. Why? Well, first off, I'll zoom in. 3 reasons. Four reasons. You hit this demand zone, okay? It used to be a supply zone here, previous all-time high. Used as support here, used as support here, used as support here, longed it, right? Came up, faded back to it, tapped into it. This is not a guaranteed winner, right? But this is a high probability trade setup. You tap into this demand zone, right? And then you bounce from the 200 moving average, you swing fail the prior lows, okay? And you have a printed and confirmed, where's my thingy? Price is going up. RSI is getting lower. That is a hidden bullish divergence. Okay, did I label that right? I put bear. Hidden bullish divergence. I mean, this is a trade right here. Hold on. I had to get that out to people. You're literally watching what happens inside of the VIP trading room in real time. So we'll see what happens with this trade. We will see what happens with this trade. And but this is a really good setup. Like, this is a very high probability setup. Deviation, not deviation, but bounce from the demand zone, right? SFP of these prior lows right here, right? Which is a swing failure pattern of those prior lows. Higher lows, but lower lows on RSI, hidden bullish divergence, and bouncing and getting a rejection, like a bounce point from the 200 moving average. I can teach you this stuff like live. I can teach it to you inside of the VIP trading room as well. And you can also go to my website and you can just go pick up my trainings, man. The blueprint and the foundation. It's not what you think it is, man. It doesn't cost you a buttload of money. It really doesn't. If you wanted to, you know, gain everything that I had, and now I have to go delete that coupon code because everybody saw it. If you wanted to gain my knowledge, it would cost you $209, man. It's not that much. To be able to spot stuff like this in real time. Bang! Beautiful, beautiful stuff. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to go and delete that coupon code before people go and start trying to use it. Because I already know people will. Okay, we're good. Let's move on. Let's move on. So obviously silver's there. You know, we'll see what happens. I don't advise people trade and hold, you know, trades over the weekend. But now you're getting a secondary entry on this point right here. God, dude, now I have to do that too, right? Let's see if there's a bullish divergence here. Nothing. Nope. No bullish divergence here. Okay, that's fine. You do have the ability to potentially get in here as well. Again, hitting a demand zone, right? Hit it perfectly. Previous all-time high. Bounce from the demand zone. Bounce from the 0.236 fib, right? It's not the 0.236. Sorry, that's not it. Where's my trend fib? Bang. Okay, cool. There we go. This one isn't as high of a probability just because you're not bouncing from a fib here, but you are bouncing from the 100 moving average. So you could take this trade if you really wanted to at the 100 moving average. Adrian Filipescu, your name always has me tag you when I'm trying to tag the alpha members. It's kind of funny, actually. Yeah. Yeah, so you're bouncing from the prior swing low too, right? So you did set a new swing low here. That is an issue, right? But is this a swing low? I think it is. You're not closing a candle below it at this point, right? Swing failure pattern of the previous swing low, okay? So here you go. Give me 1 second. Cool. Yeah. You caught me, Dexter. But yeah, it does extend to the all-time high now, right? Bouncing from the 0.382, baby. Bouncing from the 0.382. Let's log that trade really quick though. I need to label that. $10.17 long, demand zone, previous all-time high, bounce, 100 MA bounce, 0.382 fib bounce, SFP previous low. There it is. There it is. See what happens. But obviously the target is up here. And the swing point, or the whatever, the stop loss is down here, okay? But, I mean, same trade. Same exact trade all over again, right? Same exact trade all over again. We already took it for 1.5%. I'm going to get into that trade. You know, I'm going to get into that trade. So let's do some more talks about, okay, this is what we gave out on the S&P. This is a frigging supply zone of supply zones, right? Previous all-time high, used it as support, came back down through it, used it as resistance, got above it, came down. See, this is a level. This is an interesting level. Price likes to revisit and then go back to the opposite side, right? So as you can see, you could be entering a short here on the S&P to then target new lows. Why do I say that? Because you've now broken market structure to the downside. This was your low, then your swing high, right? Higher swing low, higher swing high, higher swing low, lower swing high, lower swing low, and this would be your lower swing high. And you would expect a break of structure to the downside for a lower swing low down here to eventually take out this low right here, okay? So that's why I'd be looking at, 6,535 to 6,540 bucks to take that short down, right? But the S&P, like, let's just call it what it is. It's starting to roll over, man. You're rejecting at the 0.78 or 0.618. You're rejecting at the demand zone, right? Both of those are supply zone. You have a topping tail candle. You have a topping tail candle. You have wicks just out the wazoo, right? You're rejecting at the 50 and the 100 moving average when there is a freaking death cross that happened when price hit it directly, right? So, I mean, and say this trade doesn't work out for you, that's fine, because you have a secondary entry right here at the 200 moving average before we hit this high. And then you just stop out right there if you crack this high somehow, just barely. Where's Donna Goodo, right? Where's Donna Goodo?
Barely.
You get that, you take out that high right there really quick.
Barely.
Then you don't want to be in the short. That's what it really comes down to. Let's get back to the comment section, see what people are saying. I'm probably going to see what this candle does right here. If this candle closes and reconfirms on gold and silver. I mean, silver, I don't think we're going to, like, you're going to have to chase this one a little bit, right? So, like, on silver, you might have to be up here, right? And then you're looking to bring it up to the all-time highs for a 3x risk to reward, or you can do it right here for like a, I don't know, 2x risk to reward, right? But I'm looking to get into gold pretty much immediately if we can confirm this candle back above this, because here's the thing. Let's take all this stuff off of here, right? We never confirmed below the 100 moving average here, right? We confirmed below the 50, so thank God I got out up here in this profit. But now I'm getting the same exact entry all over again. You got to take it, man. You got to take it, especially on something like this that's that high probability. You got to take this entry, man. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Nordic Alpha Trades. Let's see. Do we have that on the Golden Nugget? I don't think we gave out that. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. Unfortunately, the Golden Nuggeters, they didn't get that trade. But anybody that was here live, you got super duper lucky. And that's that. So let's talk about some other stuff. Now that we know about the potential S&P trade right here, this market structure trade that's an absolute monster, right? Absolute monster. Enter at, 66.80 or 66.70 or whatever it is, right? And you're shorting it all the way down here to 65.50-ish. That's a monster trade. The Bitcoin trade that we took, monster trade. This trade right here, if you take this and you long that bad boy, could be a monster trade, right? Could be a monster trade. Absolutely. The silver trade could be a monster trade. It's already turning out to look like it. So, and again, we stopped out on the silver trade. Why? But now we're getting a better entry. I'll take that 1% to the downside for a 5% potential upside. I'm good with that. What's everybody want to see? I know Dex said we're not. He does not want to see WTI. We'll do BNB first, Edu, because you had it first, man. BNB. USD. What the? Oh my gosh, please stop. Okay, there we go. Okay, so BNB took its nice little breakout, right? That was great. Okay, let's talk about it. So, you got to stay above about $733, which I don't think is going to be an issue here. Just being honest with you, right? But I would like to see. I mean, at this point, you got to stay above 980. At this point, you have to stay above 980, okay? Now, you did get a double top up here. But I would say if you come down here and you test 980, this is long city, right? Why? I'll show you. This is why. Nice little demand zone, previous all-time high, all the good stuff. You know what time it is. So, I mean, you're hitting a demand zone right now. You bounced from the 50 moving average on the daily chart, mind you. This is the daily chart, right? Your RSI is reaching down here. It's crossing the 50 line. This thing's got further downside. I would say $980 is where I would be looking to start thinking about longs. So let's lock it in, right? If you get a bounce here, you're longing all the way up to here, right? To the all-time highs, or at the very least to right there, okay? And you're gonna set your stop pretty friggin' tight on this. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? Now, you might get wicked out on this because this is your prior swing point, but if this is your high or low, then you would like to see this come up here because you had your high, you had your low, you have your higher high. If this is your high or low, or even this is your high or low, then you're looking extremely good for a move to the upside, right? So let's go ahead and lock that in. 1017, long, upward trend line, 980, right? Bounce, demand zone. Previous all-time high, okay? Now, the opposite is true, though. If you come down here and you get under this, you have to start shorting, right? You have to start shorting, and you're probably going to be shorting down here to about 750 bucks, right? Potentially, okay? So that's what I would be doing right now. 10.17 short. Now, the one thing you got to watch out for is a potential swing failure down here, okay? You might come down here and you might swing fail this low and then just start pumping back up, right? So watch the swing fail on this low, right? 1017. Long SFP, okay? Hopefully, bullish divergence, bonus, right? And demand zone, okay? Well, it's not really the demand zone anymore, okay? But you got to watch out for the SFP, okay? Because that could absolutely whipsaw you out of this thing, all right? But let's take a fib from this low to this high, and let's see if there's any levels in between. You had a nice little triple bottom right here, too. That's kind of beautiful. Yeah, I mean, it's the 0.5 fib, man. Like, it is the 0.5 fib right here. .5 fib is right here. So, I mean, 0.618 to 840, you really hold that line and you're good to go. If you get a bounce from that, we'll see what happens. But I would like to see a bounce from 980, 975-ish, something like that. That's what I'm looking at on BNB. Let's see, what else we got? No WTI, huh? We're doing WTI. Maybe I don't have that in here. We're going to do this on futures. WTI on futures. I mean, we can do it. Like, we have a chart for WTI here on Black Bull Markets, I believe. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Good God, man. Good God. Almost hit our full target, bro. Like, did. Anybody that's in WTI right now, bro?
Like, I'm feeling a little irked, or at least, like, irked adjacent, and then these guys bring in their bad vibes? Bro, I'm straight up not having a good time.
Not having a good time, bro. Not having a good time. Good news, you got a balance point right here. And you're coming dangerously close to it. $55. Call it $54.75. $54.75. You got a double bottom there, right? Double bottom, right? I mean, this is where I would be looking along. This is where I would be looking along. I'd be looking along that back up to the 0.618. RSI, I would like to see RSI bottom out there as well. Potential SFP of lows. The bubble bottom. Double bottom. So, I mean, that's kind of what I would be looking at right now. Yeah, I already had that trade set up. I already had the friggin' trade set up, man. So we gave this out, what was it, a couple weeks back? Yeah. Yeah, I'd start looking along in this range. SFP and bull div at the lows, but I like this better. I like this one better. Just looks nicer. Oh my gosh. Now, it could be a bullish divergence or it could be a hidden bullish divergence, so just remember. I mean, as it sits right now, if we were to create a new low here, we would have a bullish divergence, right? If we were to keep our lows up here on RSI and we were to create a new low here, we would have a bullish divergence, like a super long-term one. But, you know, I would like to see an SFP down here of some sorts. Something like this. Bang. That's what we're looking at on WTI crude, baby. Sorry, Dex. Yeah, man, I like doing this stuff for people, man. I don't have any problem doing it. You know, put me on the spot. You know, I'll do it on the fly. I don't care. It's no big deal to me. Let's check out ETH. Textbook rejection from the value area high here. Textbook rejection. Tried to get sucked back above it. No confirmation. Sucked right back under it. Rejection. Bang. Fall. Right? Do we have any trades set up on this? Why do we not have any trades set up on ETH? Of all things. Did I delete them all? I mean, that's one hell of a fixed range there, bud. That's one hell of a fixed range. Perfect rejection, perfect down move, right? Look at this, dude. Jesus. Jesus. Glad I told everybody. All right. Need a little retracement, man. Need a little retracement. Look, just a little bump down. Just a little bump down, gold. Give me a little bump down on gold and silver. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But let's look at ETH. Let's see what's going on here. I mean, this is, you're too late for this trade, unfortunately. This is a textbook rejection of the value area high. Previous consolidation zone is a point of control, as you can see right here. I mean, this is 11 extras to reward, right? 10, 17. Oh, wait a second. I see some trades. Okay. Yep, you never got it. You never got your market structure break. And then look at this. Ooh, bang, 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 bang. Had to pull out my gun. Bang, bang. I knew I had that trade set up. There's no way that I didn't have that trade set up. There's no friggin' way that I didn't have that trade set up. We set that up 2 days ago. You're welcome again. You're welcome again. All it had to happen was a lower high, a market structure shift, and a break of structure to the downside. What happened, Drew? What had happened was, right? Let's go back to the 15th, right? Bang, right there. Bang, bang, bang. Perfect entry on the 15th. Boom, baby. Look at that. Insane trade. Okay, we can move on because you're not doing anything until you get down to these lows right here, $33.66 and $2,540 ish, right? $2,500, call it $2,600 to $2,800 range, right? You really need to see what happens here, and you'd like to get a bounce from this 200 moving average. We'll set that up. Prior lows, right? We would like to see a market structure bounce here. You come down here, you set a higher low. You're not going to be able to bring it up as high as you can, right? But, I mean, you're going to look to bring it up maybe to here, right, to those previous lows. So we got to see where these lows come in at. But you see these lows over here? You would like to see a bullish divergence here and then a retest of these lows. And then you can go long, right? And you're exiting at the retest of those lows, or potentially if you get momentum moving upwards, you can exit more up here, right? But, you know, we'll see what happens, man. I mean, I think that's like a 3x risk reward. It's not like a massive crazy trade, but for all intents and purposes, that's what I would be doing right now. Avalanche. Nothing's hit yet for Avalanche. It's arguable you could have gotten into the trade here last Friday, but we hadn't talked about it back then. So, I mean, Avalanche, the TA is still the same, okay? We have our long at the lows, right? Our, like, quadruple bottom, right? No, it's a triple bottom. Triple bottom, right? You have your long there to take it back up to the top end of this descending triangle. Now, if you lose that descending triangle, I mean, you're riding this bad boy all the way down to about $8.88 potentially. Your first pit stop is probably going to be about $11, $11.50. That's what I'm looking at on Avalanche as it sits right now. Does anybody else have anything that they want me to look at, or do you want me to just cook real quick? Because I don't care. I got a couple of coins that we can look at, but if you have something that you're like, Drew, I would like to see the TA on this, like, use me and abuse me, man. I'm not always going, like, you're here when there's only 67 people on this stream right now. Imagine when there's 670, right? Do you think your TA is going to get done? Do it now and learn the way that I do TA, and then you won't even have to ask me how to do it, right? Or get into the Nordic Alpha private VIP trading room, and we'll teach you how to do it in there, and you can have all my calls too. Okay, Solana, let's see what happens. I mean, you're bouncing from the 200 moving average. You got to stay above this. You have to stay above this. You come down here, you have to short, man. You have to short the 38.382 level and the 200 moving average on the daily chart. This is it for Solana, right? Because if you don't get this, you're probably coming down to about $100. Your first pit stop's going to be right here at about 130, but you're probably going to come down to $100 or sub 100. Okay. There's nothing in between here and there to stop you except for this, this, and this, right? 158, 128, 130, right? And $100. Let's lock it in. Screw it. So if this happens, you want to see it hit a lower low, a rejection of the 0.382 and the 200 moving average, right? And then you would also like to see no bullish divergence down here and no SFP of this low right here at 173. So, I mean, not only do I give you the trades, but I give you the exact parameters. And I mean, this is what I do inside of Nordic Alpha. I mean, you can go in there and check if you don't believe me, that's perfectly fine. But I mean, I give you the exact trades, the exact everything. I mean, I got, you know, hour long worth of videos in here every single day, just doing TA on every single market. And as you can see, I label it all. Short the SFP of the highs, bonuses of bear div, previous day high, you know, rejection, blah, 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 right? So that's one thing about me. I don't just say, oh, well, if we go below here, you should really short like all your favorite other YouTubers do that don't even trade and they all get wrecked and they don't show you their trades except for their winners because they're hedging it and using different exchanges to hedge it. And they're taking a short on one exchange and a long on the other exchange at the same time. And then whichever one wins, they just show you that one. I don't do any of that shit. I show everybody everything, and I also give you every single parameter whenever we enter. And if you don't, like, dude, you ever wonder why whenever you're watching, and I'm not going to name any names. I'm not going to name any names, even though I'm sure you guys know who they are. But they're the big guys. They're the big guys. Have you ever wondered why one day they'll do a stream, a crypto YouTuber will do a stream? Pay attention for this. Pay attention for this shit. Have you ever wondered why one day they'll do a stream and they'll be on one exchange? Say, for example, Blofin, right? And then the next stream, they'll be on a different exchange. You ever wonder why that is? Say maybe BitUnix. Do you ever wonder why that is? It surely couldn't be because they literally just switch back and forth in between accounts. And when they take a long on BitUnix, they take a short on Blofin, and they don't actually make any money, and they hedge, and then they just show you the one that's winning. It surely couldn't be that, right? No, it's because they're just so rich that they have so much money, they need to spread it around across all these exchanges, right? That's definitely why. Don't mind me. So in any case, I give you every single parameter that needs to be met before you enter these trades, right? If the parameters aren't met, you don't enter the friggin' trade. And if something is like, if this happens, good. If it doesn't, whatever, I mark it as a bonus. It's not needed, but it would be a bonus if it was included, right? So, yeah. We don't have anybody asking for any TA, which is fine. So I am going to do XRP, and then we're going to get off of here. And then every single one of you, there's 70 people on this stream, 58 on Twitter, and 12 on YouTube. Dozen people on YouTube. 70 people, you guys are all going to do me two favors. One, whatever platform you're on, you're going to like follow me, okay? And two, you're going to go get into the private VIP trading room. It's less than $1 a day. And I'm going to give you way more trades than I give you on this. Every single day. in every single market that you can do. All right, so let's get some people in the trading room and let's go out and kill it and make a bunch of money all together, right? Okay, so XRP, dude, I mean, this thing's going down. It's going down, right? Here's your short. If you get below this 0.786 fib, you lose it, you're shorting. It's very simple. That's a very simple one, right? And this was the one that we gave away. I believe it was on the 15th right here. We never got a back test of it. I mean, we got close. We got close on the 15th, but we never got a real back test of it. So if you come up here to the 0.618, you're shorting. And honestly, you're shorting down to at least $2, but you could ride both of these down to about $1.78. Once you get down there, right, you have to see what's happening because you do have, we can delete this descending triangle. That's interesting. We won't even get into that. Man, we've been charting XRP for a minute. We had bull flags and volume profiles all the way back over here. Yep, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. The friggin' value area low lines up at the $2 level, which is bang, bang, bang. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times it has bounced from there. If you lose that, it is absolutely over. You're probably coming down here to about $1. Nah, maybe not $1. $1.40. $1.40. Right? Your only pit stop is right here at $1.62. So let's lock those two trades in. I'm going to lock these two trades in, and then we're going to get off here. You lose the value area high and the $2 psychological level. You're bringing this down here to about, we'll call it $1.50 even, right? Massive support and resistance flip there, okay? Good God. But this is a good place to take a bounce, okay? But this would be a pretty risky trade. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a risky friggin' trade, man. I'm trying to run it up to these highs. Okay. You need to see a hidden bull div down there too. And it would be nice if you saw an SFP. Those are your trades on XRP. Hopefully that helps people, man. I mean, let me know in the comments section if that helps you. I don't know, you know, but I can't imagine that you know, everything that we just went over doesn't help you in some way. One of those things, right? So everybody have a good #Friday Pie Day, and you know, have a wonderful weekend with your beautiful families, man. We're riding into the weekend on some gains. We've got some trades coming up. You know what I mean? We'll see if they hit. We'll see if we get, you know, some of the trades that we just laid out in, you know, XRP, WTI crude, things of that sort. I mean, we'll see if they hit, you know what I mean? And we'll kind of take it from there. I need to go back up here really quick and to go to BTC, USDT, bang. Yeah. I mean, Bitcoin is setting a higher low right now on the daily chart and on the 1 hour chart from a micro perspective and on the 4 hour chart, because it was 102.3 was like the low. So we'll see what happens, you know, but hopefully everybody has a good weekend with their beautiful families. I will see you all soon. I appreciate you seriously so much for showing up. Hopefully I see some of you in the private VIP trading room. It's the first link in the description. Feel free to get in where you fit in. One thing I can say, the price is only going to go up. So if you ever feel like you're going to be in there, the only way to get the price that it is today is to book it today, because I don't know when we're going to raise the price. But one thing I can say is that if you get it today, your pricing will always be grandfathered in so long as you, at that less than $1 a day, so long as you keep your membership. So I would strongly suggest anybody that feels like they're going to be in there sometime, do it before I start charging $100 a month for it like everybody else does. I will see you all soon. Seriously, thank you so much. Make sure you follow. Make sure you like the video. Share it around to the people that you love. And obviously hit the subscribe button if you're on YouTube. And then boom, baby, bang on the notification bell. I'll see you all soon. Peace.